What I love hearing, which is what I love about all my favorite athletes, and you're definitely, when I think about my favorite athletes, you're in tennis, Cristiano in soccer, Lewis Hamilton in F1. People sometimes will make fun of Cristiano online for still crying when he loses. I love that. Like, as a fan, I love that.
Right.
I love to see that he's crying after all this time. He's the number one goal scorer in the world.
Right.
He's, in my opinion, he's achieved everything he possibly could. He's played amazing for his country, same way as you.
Right.
But it's like he's still crying. And the game's not even, it's not the Champions League
But
anymore.
he cares.
Yeah, he cares, exactly.
He cares. And I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think, well, this is the point that we discussed, particularly professional sports. There's no room for vulnerability, and because that shows weakness exploits you. And when something exploits you, then you are vulnerable to, lose the match or game or whatever it is. I mean, that's the narrative. When you're crying, you're often regarded as a very weak man. And I had the same view for quite a long time, I must say. And I changed that about 10 years ago. My upbringing, there was no room for emotions. There was just like serious, I have to do my job and I have to be successful, no room for error, etc. But it also, comes from, I think, my home, where I didn't have that relationship, where when I would cry, I would be, with my father especially, that I would feel safe. I would not feel that. And so I had to not cry and be tough. And then I kind of closed myself, and to the point where I wasn't able to express myself emotionally. At the time when I started dating my girlfriend at the time, my wife, it was hard for me to kind of express what I feel. Even though I'm a very talkative person, I'm very, I like to communicate, and I feel like I'm very approachable in that sense. But for a long time, that was a kind of a narrative, particularly in men's sports. So I do like that about Cristiano as well, because in the end of the day, he's giving his heart out on the pitch for his team, for the fans, and that ultimately needs to be respected, because the guy at his age 40, after everything he has achieved, still wants to win in a league that is far weaker than the best leagues in Europe, but he still has this champions mentality, and he'll always have it as long as he's playing. So absolutely a credit to him for that, and I do resonate with that.